that that bad boy in there. Yes. Can I make that? Oh, I guess you can. I assume you get a higher boost if you use both hands. It would make sense. I'd be surprised if you didn't. I don't need food. Certainly don't use it often. But this is endless underwork, so here's hoping I don't see the door. I mean, really, here's hoping I see nothing. But knowing my luck. So on the topic of White Knuckle, since there's really not much else to do besides go up, I was wondering if and by all means enlighten me. I was under the impression that the surface of Earth, I assume that's where we are. I have no reason to believe otherwise. I thought it was safe, right? Because before the Nest update, I think it was implied via notes that it was okay. And then the Nest came out, and when the Nest came out, I think like one of the very first notes you see mentioned something about like the surface is gone and we need to protect what's left, something like that, or along those lines. And so I'm wondering if that was just an oversight, or if some people just didn't know, like somebody's lying, right? Like the surface is either gone or it isn't. There's no way for us to know because we're down here. And most importantly, I am wondering if we're climbing up, right? Because you know, obviously, from our perspective, we are going up, but what if we're not going up? There's no way for me to, you know, prove this. But, I don't know. I think it's weird if the surface is gone, right? For the mass to be down at the bottom. As far as I know, there's nobody else alive, right? In theory, we haven't seen anybody except the mother, which I guess is a living entity, right? They're obviously not human, but they're alive. Hold up. Do I have this achievement? Give me 2 seconds. How do I check my achievements? No, I don't have that achievement. Oh, I thought I got a melee weapon.
Elevator access to sublevel 7 remains operational. Proceed.
Okay, so roaches don't count. Fair enough. I suppose that would have made sense. But most importantly, so it would be weird that the mass is down here if the mass overtook the surface, right? The only time that wouldn't be weird is if we started off at the surface and are going down. You know, hear me out. It's a stretch. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't understand that. There's nothing, I think, so far that shows us that gravity can be altered. Most certainly not on a, you know, planetary scale. Well, I guess maybe it doesn't have to be the entire planet. It would be just the underground. But we know there are artifacts that can change, that can lower gravity. Because when you're running away from the laser, if it's got the space helmet on the pedestal, I think it, I think you like float a little bit.
Reminder. Unauthorized tampering with floodgate controls is strictly prohibited under local authority directive 221.
So really, I'm just spitballing here. I'm just... Hey man, I need you to give me the food. I want the achievement. Thank you very much. But... So that's just my theory. Is because it would be weird. Obviously, it could very well just be an oversight. You know, the game was early access when it came out, and it only had 3 maps? Question? 2? 3, I think, because it had vent thing. Or at least when I got it, it had vent thing. But I may not have gotten it at its earliest point. So it's one of those things where that I was thinking about, and I thought it was a little bit weird in relation to the mass. Everything else can just be explained by, you know, the we know that with the addition of the challenge maps that travel to other realities, and with the nest, I guess technically, that it is possible to travel to other worlds. That is a real thing. And so if we can travel to those worlds, those things can obviously travel here. Like the roach is, if you get the roach ending, it's, you get, if you beat it, you'd see it. I don't want to spoil it per se. But, so it is possible to travel between worlds. And with the release of the Nest, I know Mother mentioned the Eater of Worlds, which would be, you know, in reference to the mass, therefore indicating there's more than one world. But I mean, that would be obvious with all the creatures that are here that I assume isn't native to this place. Actually can't see. This is like terrible. Thankfully, I'm not a dum-dum. Not a complete dum-dum anyway. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm gonna take that just in case too. Yeah, no, please do the very scary music. But so no, these are things I was thinking about. Obviously, I could be so wrong, so off the mark. There's no doubt about it. It's just, as far as I know, there isn't concrete anything, like concrete proof that, you know, what's really going on. You just take bits and pieces here and there, try to make something. My main thing being that it's weird, that the face is where it is. Why not? I don't really want to go far. This was really just to get my thoughts out. Do a little bit of climbing. But, I'd say that there's more than one person alive, right? Because you play the,
Systems compromised. Unauthorized access detected in restricted zones.
like, you could say that other people are alive, right? Because, in the 2 event missions, or maps, assuming you're not playing as the climber, those would be, you know, other people. And I would say that, well, yeah, there's other people alive, right? But there's no clear indication that they're here, obviously, but there's no indication that they're at the same time frame. So, dude, leave me a man. Why does this thing have to? You know what? It's okay. Lower the volume on the headset. Dude, that thing never fails to scare me. Like, I don't understand why it even exists. But, you know, like I was saying, there's no way to truly know. I mean, there might be. They might have mentioned dates and times, and I haven't been paying that much attention. It's very possible. I wouldn't. Not exactly saying I remember all the dates and times that show up on paper. So we know that at the very least at one point in time, there were more people. And then in those events, maybe they, like the Frost event, the climber there, assuming it's canon, would have dealt with the Frost. Because I know, if I remember correctly, it was saying something about like it was going to overload or something of that manner. And since we're not frozen, it's a safe bet that they figured out whatever the problem was. Assuming that they're in the past and we're in the present. But man, I don't know, man. I'm just spitballing ideas here. As long as it doesn't fog up, I guess I don't mind going again. Mother doesn't seem entirely evil, and the notes you get about Mother, they came to a mutual agreement. But I don't know how Mother could possibly destroy the world, or how, well, I assume I know how we could destroy the world, you know, nuclear weapons. But for all I know, maybe that's baby in comparison to what we have now, because we know that travel between worlds is possible. Maybe there's a new kind of weapon. And so both Mother and humanity has the fingers on the proverbial nuclear weapon. And I don't know why I went that way. So these are all things that are just like crossing my mind. Because I'm very, very interested in the story. Like I'm hooked. And so, you know, if anyone has ideas or knows for certain what's happening in certain bits and pieces that I would have no doubt gotten wrong, then by all means, you know, enlighten me. Because I'm here. I'm here for the entire campaign. As spooky as this game is, and I don't like playing it because of the spook, I'm just so enthralled with the story. Lore is one of those things that just has me for the ride. Curious about many things, like why is Mother here? How do they travel between worlds? I know the Shutter event might be a way that travel between worlds is possible, because that's very obviously not our reality. The buildings were upside down, if I remember. So that's very obviously not here. And there is that bomb that you activate over there that you have to outrun, which I'm not sure why that would be a necessity to turn on, but who knows? Maybe there's lore that I missed. And why does the core seem like a genuine alive person? Excuse me? I mean, alive might be a stretch. It seems like kind of super intelligent and possibly, I wouldn't say indistinguishable, but I mean, it could have been the mass when it was taking over the system or the core. Boss. I do not know. I just know that I'm interested. Excuse me. I'll do this. Where am I supposed to get the food? Like, I could have sworn I was supposed to get a machete. But notice how there's a lack of machete in my hand. Well, I say I swear I was supposed to get the machete. I assume I was supposed to get a different melee weapon that would indicate 2%, gain a temporary 80% when kill most denizens. Secondary permanent movement buff to increase for each denizen. I mean, that's pretty cool. I suppose that's pretty decent for endless if you go out of your way to kill the denizens. All right, but that was really it. It's kind of I said what I had to say. All right, you have a good one.